everyone, Chef Deb here. Today we're going to show you some healthy holiday tips and tricks for side items and your holiday turkey. I'm excited to work with my co-host Autumn, who's going to help me prepare today. Let's get started. We're going to talk about a holiday turkey. Many families cook turkey for their holiday meal, and I've got a wonderful tip for you, and it's called the brining method. Brining is very simple. It's just a solution of water, salt, and aromatics. The purpose of this is to soak the turkey overnight in this solution, and the result is a fabulous, tender, juicy turkey. Now, some of the aromatics that you could use are onion, garlic, sage, rosemary, any of those great poultry seasonings that you typically would use. You could also throw in some orange to add a little bit of freshness to it. However, Autumn, I know that you are living in a dorm at this time, and I remember how small her dorm is, and you don't have a lot of space. So having all of those spices or even fresh herbs may not be possible for you. So for you, I would recommend a pre-kit. It's a brining kit that you can buy, and there are several different ones. This is just one that we just happened to pick up. This one comes with the brining bag and the whole 9 yards. So if you don't have the time or the space, this is a great way to get started brining your turkey.
Every year you make us a fantastic cranberry sauce. Could you show me how you make it?
Absolutely, thank you, Autumn. First, we start out with whole cranberries.
I noticed these look a little frozen.
These are frozen cranberries. Right now, as we're shooting this, fresh cranberries are not available. You can certainly use fresh or frozen cranberries.
Okay. I also noticed there's some brown sticks in there. What are these?
Yes, the brown sticks are cinnamon sticks and vanilla bean.
Okay. If I don't have access to vanilla bean like this as a college student, could I use something else?
Yes, you could. A vanilla bean looks like this, and they can tend to be a little expensive, but if you didn't have vanilla bean, you could certainly use a vanilla bean paste, and you can find one like this at Trader Joe's very reasonably. Or if you have in your cabinet some vanilla extract, perfect, that'll work out as well too.
That'd be great.
We also add to the cranberry sauce some fresh orange juice and orange zest, and we'll be talking about zesting fruit a little bit later. And so simply, we're going to get this started. We're going to cook it down until all the cranberries burst. And when the cranberries burst, you're going to end up with a jelly-like cranberry sauce. Now, if you want a more whole cranberry sauce with the berries, you would add some berries the last 15 minutes or so of the cooking time, and you'll end up with your whole cranberry sauce. I want to add that making your own cranberry sauce can be a little healthier because you can add as much as half of the sugar in there. And if you use brown sugar, you're going to get a depth of flavor that you will not get with granulated sugar. So you'll be able to use less of it. So we're going to go ahead and get this started, and we'll show you what it looks like when we're ready to go. I know that you have an excellent recipe for a rustic potato. Will you tell me about that?
Yep, I can. So you can use baking potatoes, but I prefer to use Yukon Gold potatoes. And instead of removing the skin from the potatoes, you can leave it on, which makes it healthier.
Nice.
And you can also control your sodium amount and then the amount of butter, which also makes it healthier. So first we're going to start by bringing our potatoes to a boil. Once we bring it to a boil, we will let them simmer until they are fork tender, which will be about 15 minutes.
Okay.
Once they are done, you're going to let them steam off. Remove the water, let all this excess steam be removed from the potatoes, because when we add our butter and milk mix, it'll bind to the potatoes better, giving you a creamier mashed potato, less watery, and there.
Next up, we're going to make a lemon, garlic, Parmesan green bean. Here we have fresh green beans. We have some lemon zest, chopped garlic, lemon juice, Parmesan cheese, olive oil, salt, and pepper. That's all it takes to make this fabulous, savory, bright green bean dish. All right, I'm going to have my co-host Autumn put together this amazing dish. Go ahead, Autumn, you just add those things. Another great thing about the holidays is not only just about the food and family and tradition. I know for me, sometimes it's about some of the equipment that I use. This bowl that I have here is a Texas Ware confetti bowl that my father gave to me. I also have some bowls and some other equipment, roasting pans and whatnot, that my grandmother gave to me. So the holidays bring back great memories for all of us. There you go. All right, a little bit of that salt and pepper and some drizzle of olive oil. There you go. Perfect. There you go. All right. And a nice drizzle of olive oil. Oh, you did that? In here? Yeah. That's all right. Don't. All right, so now we're going to toss it. I think we're going to need more olive oil. There we go. Give it a good toss. Now I added a few lemon slices in here because it's just going to make a nice garnish. All right. Then we're going to cook this on an oven about 400 degrees. We're going to roast it in a roasting pan for about 10 minutes or until the edges are nice and crispy. Ready? Mm-hmm. Pour it on. Nice thing about this recipe also, great tip, you can make this ahead of time. You could assemble this in the morning and have it ready to go for your lunch or your dinner. All right. Thanks, Autumn. One thing about the holiday season is squash is readily available, and one of my favorite squashes is butternut squash. Butternut squash is beautiful just as it is. You really don't need to doctor it up too much unless that's something you prefer. Today we're going to take this butternut squash. I'm going to have Autumn add some olive oil. Go ahead, Autumn. Some salt and pepper. That's it. And then you just roast it at about 350 to 375 for about 20 minutes. Butternut squash is naturally sweet, and when you roast it, it really brings out its flavor. Now, to this dish, you could also add some of your typical winter seasonings such as rosemary, sage. You could add apples to this dish, and instead of roast it, you could bake it in an oven. Similar to this, I have a little casserole with some apples and butternut squash that I'm going to eat later. Perfect, Autumn. Go ahead and toss it and we'll put it in the pan. One of the things about late fall and early winter are oranges come into season. Oranges get sweet right after the first cold snap of the season and are readily available. There are all different varieties. You can find Cara Cara, blood oranges, Tangelos, and they're all so delicious. We're going to take a minute and show you a recipe using a variety of citrus. Also, just garnishing it with just a little bit of spiced simple syrup. And this just gives it a great holiday twist. So I'm going to teach you and Autumn how to clean an orange. So it looks something like this when we're done. It's very simple. This is a blood orange, Autumn. What do you know about blood oranges?
They contain anthocyanin, an antioxidant. These are what give the blood orange its red color.
Oh.
They also have anti-cancer properties.
That is great. So super healthy.
Mhm.
All right. So what we're going to do is just cut off the top and the bottom of the orange. This will stabilize it. Very simple. If you take like a boning knife, I like to use a sharp boning knife because I think it just gives me more control than a big old chef knife. So all you have to do is just come around and cut off the rind. Simple. After you have all of the rind cut off, look at that beautiful blood orange. After you have all of the rind cut off, then you're just simply going to slice it into pieces like this. Put that aside. So here we've made a spiced simple syrup. Now I just happen to have a whole lot of whole spices in my pantry, and you may not. So to replace the whole slices in the recipe, or spices, excuse me, you could always go ahead and use an allspice alternative, and that would give you all of the wonderful warm flavors that you would want. Now this is a simple syrup. It's half sugar, half water, and then we've added the spices. So we realize that we're adding sugar to a beautiful healthy orange, but you have to remember that the oranges have all of the wonderful vitamins, fiber, the antioxidant properties that you told us about. So this is just giving it a lovely little holiday spin. And remember, you don't need to drown it. This is a lot. I'm going to use some of this for cocktails later. So all we want to do is just take our beautiful oranges and just go ahead and just add a little bit of this here. Now I have cloves, carmundum, star anise, and some orange rind added to this. So, and that's it. Simple, fresh, delicious, healthy side item for your holiday. One of my favorite things for the holiday is fresh bread. And I know that Autumn and I have made fresh bread for many years by hand ourselves. But I'm going to give you a quick holiday trick that you can use in the dorm and you can use at home. If you go ahead and go to your freezer section of the store, you can find loaves of dough. And you simply need to take them home, put them in a bread pan, and rise them. So this is what they're starting to look like here. Now, it's really great because you can customize this bread to however you like it. So today we have some tricolored sesame seeds, we have poppy seeds. You could just simply leave it plain if that's your preference, or you could do some dehydrated onions and rehydrate them and put them on. So all kinds of ways you can customize this bread, and it gives you a really wonderful home style appeal. So what we're going to do is, this bread is just about ready to go. We're going to brush it with the egg wash. So if you'd like to brush those. Now the egg wash can be made with simply with a whole egg, adding some oil to it, or a whole egg, adding some milk or cream. And that'll make a beautiful egg wash. The egg wash is important because, one, it gives it a beautiful presentation. It gives it a sheen that you don't get from just baking the bread. It also helps to keep the top from cracking. But if that's what you like and that's your rustic style that you want to go with, you go ahead and go with that. You do you. So Autumn is just about done here. We're going to have her put a little bit of sesame seed. Beautiful. Just a little bit of that sesame seed. I'm going to go ahead and make one poppy seed. And that's it. We're going to bake this according to the manufacturer's directions on the package. Easy breezy, and you have a beautiful home style bread that you can't beat.